again,
fortunately, as he starts getting to level 3 and 4, you start feeling a bit better because fortunately, as he starts feeling a lot of damage, you can call the brace to be able to go.
Yeah, the base regen.
I don't know, I was going to say like 5 or 6 patches
so
ago.
1 Wonder the base regen as an ability. The damage reduction is also quite nice. So 1 in the opening from Secret. Keep in mind, this is why something I wouldn't see coming. Chat leaning 75% towards Secret. This team 1-1 Gambit.
Yeah, somewhat regularly would be Quincy Crew, and they played on a 4 position. I don't think I've seen a single 5 and they played on a 4 position.
Remember, I asked Jack
I don't think I means he has no idea.
I played a game with him yesterday. It did not end well. And oh, this is a beautiful regen rune. You get to just farm. Oh my.
Maxed up Quills yet.
Yeah. Just hang. Now he loves. That is actually insane. What a rune. That is a potential game-winning rune. Like plus, I don't even know, 1,500 gold, a ton of experience, and he's still going.
Yeah. Why does regen rune last so long?
I don't know. It got nerfed a little bit. I think it lasts less long. But yeah, on heroes like Bristle to farm Ancient, Storm Spirit, probably the most notable user. You know, poor Nisha, he's farming his stacks too, right? But that's what.
Yeah, Wraith King doesn't actually do Ancient stacks very well. He's really good at farming a single Ancient camp.
Yeah.
Not so good with the stacks.
Yeah. Yes.
It's scary.
Speaking of scary, this. Old 11 Centaur could. Oh, wait, just kidding. Has a Vanguard. No boots necessary.
Greedy. They're going to use the Chronosphere to be able to go for the Wraith King. He did not get the stick off before the Chronosphere, so he didn't have the mana for Reincarnation. Nisha. Not even that.
That was sick. He definitely checked mana there. The nerfs putting it now at 180 mana for the Reincarnate, so Poyoi recognized.
Yeah.
At 8 minutes into the game.
Yep, he's 1,000 net worth ahead of the puck, who arguably beat him in lane.
Yep.
He forced the Bristleback to go back to base. Here comes Ori, looking to be able to chase down Zai, but Tubman just going to make sure his offlaner can get back safely. But ultimately, this has been a rotation of
early Hood or Vanguard for survivability. Typically, you need some regen or sustain item to farm Ancients. The regen rune.
I wonder if we've gotten a look at how many stacks that PYW has managed to put together. Because if he knows all the tips and tricks, you can actually get like 4 or 5 stack camps with just 1 Shadow Demon rotation. It requires you to like preemptively Shadow Poison 1 wave, pull it back, it goes back in, and then when the Shadow Poison pops like 4 at the right time, you can pull everything. Shadow Demon rotation.
And you can see the secret draft where Miracle was playing fine. You know, early Witchblade, probably maybe even do a Desolate. Oh, that's a sick
no!
He got the orb.
He doesn't have an orb, and putting a bit of assault on that mid tower. I was actually a little bit surprised that Vici Gaming gave up on that top tower. I was like, well, they can defend that with Bristleback.
Looking to have that more aggressive timing and Secret, armlet build on the Wraith King. They have the minus armor from the Slardar, so they should hit a pretty big spike in the mid game as well. But my fear is, again, with this support duo, Wyvern Hoodwink. Very limited damage output. And Yapsor, he's trying to do the typical Wyvern play, push our lanes from behind tower, but they're just diving in.
Yeah, and he's got no way out now. Matubman still alive too. His Poyo is going to be able to bounce away from all that damage that came out from the Hoodwink ultimate. And the rest of Vici Gaming, very hard to bring down.
So much time. He got the full cold embrace off and just bathed Vici into a rough position. I remember one of my first lessons playing with Fly. Otherwise, they have no hope of repelling that, and they come out with a favorable trade, but Matumba's in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, Ori could very easily kill him twice here if Secret's not careful. And he's actually going to focus on the tower while still trying to keep Matumbaman close. Another round of Inkswell. Matumbaman low on armor here, finally.
Yeah, just realized, they actually had the confidence to pick Bristle into one of the only break mechanics left in Dota 2. But right there, you saw, they're not targeting Bristle because that is what Vici Gaming want. They have disruption behind him. They've got plenty of heroes to follow up. Because that is going to break cold.
They get him.
The Witchblade. The Witchblade is what is necessary if you want to take out a hero like Centaur.
Does get him. So much added damage. They drafted for teamfight. So what is the advantages that Secret's lineup has?
In theory, better pickoff potential.
Okay.
Cleaner stun combinations. You just get 1 pickoff. And right here, you can already see a little bit of that pick-off potential coming into play. Puck Slardar, your Hunters. Once that blinks online for Zai, this game gets a lot easier for them to play. Rushed it.
I mean, they've got really good low-risk lane shove on the side of Secret that'll open that up, right? Hoodwink is able to play side lane safety of the tier 2 tower, and with no additional help, okay. DY says, you're going to come back to me? I'll go ahead and take that kill. Maybe I'm going to trade my life for it, but he just seems
like that. We see the Vanguard actually on the Bristleback. Not a huge fan of that. We saw old 11 die to just the magic damage, the Witchblade burst.
Yeah.
This is real off. You know, when you're ahead, I think getting that bonus build-up item, it's nice if you can press the advantage. Maybe they're just going to look to take fights right away.
Coil immediately. Nisha has no mana. They're immediately going to double snap it here to try and finish him off. But Zai is able to provide a stun, and Old 11 is getting shredded by this corrosive haze now.
Way too much damage, but plus the percentage-based DPS from the Wyvern Q as well, the Arctic Burn. Nisha with a really nice reaction there. I'm surprised they went for that, and you can already kind of see Vici. The downside of the draft is right now, what is their pick-off? Right? All these heroes on Secret are free to react. As you said, Secret, really easy way of just shoving out lanes for free. Wyvern W's, the support duo in general, plus of course Nisha, who can just...
A pretty good place at this point. 15 minutes in, up by 1,000. Pretty good place. Do you feel like their lineup is slow? Because they have like the late game lockdown, the physical damage dealer, and a hardcore minus armor.
Yeah, I'm starting to see where chat was going, to be quite. Yapzor survived the lanes. Now, they're free to go for kills, and then always have that get out of jail free card.
Got the disruption, ready to go. Vici Gaming giving up yet another pickoff. Ready to go.
There's not much you can do there. It's, you know, the thing about Wyvern Ultimate is allies coming in, specifically a Chronosphere, then you're just delaying the inevitable. Centaur is going to die 100% of the time. Meanwhile, if you try to Chrono...
It's going to be a bit of a problem for Secret in dealing with him, but they can focus fire when he's facing the wrong direction or when he's broken. Sure, in some way, he's probably regretting that Vanguard, just saying, man, a faster Lotus Orb and an Eternal Shroud would have felt really good.
Oh, yeah. Super expensive to pop, but it's real nice that you know you're going to get all your mana back plus more when you pop your magic. It's real nice.
That you were talking about, like he's 1,000 net worth ahead of the puck. He had this Vanguard very early on. I was like, okay, he's just going to chip away at that mid tower until map control that they have.
Definite prioritization of the bottom lane. Right? They went once, and yeah, they got Matu and the tower kill, but it took them so long. It's tough to just straight up push objectives because Vici don't have any way to poke and prod to start an engagement. You know, Centaur still closes
Sphere. Winter Blast, or both the save from Cold Embrace as well as the Winter's Curse.
And minus 15 armor from his ultimate. A Medallion Rush on to the Hoodwink. You're going to have a Desolator coming out real soon on Matumba Man. Suddenly, like, Slowed Sword might not be enough if he gets stun locked, but it is up at a nice time. Somehow Nisha ahead of the game in network. That is wild. He's been a part of a lot of kills.
A very early Deso. What do you think about that?
Checking out the camp stack, he might be using the trick you were talking about.
Yeah, 11.
It's the lack of playmaking power. You know, this is what somewhat punished Vici. You know, we saw their series against Nigma. They always had this focus. It wasn't so much Vici winning. They played solid, but ultimately it was just that the later it went, the more secure their position. You might be able to say the same here. Most people do consider Void the king of the late game, but I really am starting to like what I see with Secret. They have controlled the armor, and now it's all about finding an opening there. Huddled is 4. Nisha's ready to TP if needed. And more importantly, they're playing this Roche pit area. If they find kills here, it's
This is the kind of classic, right? Both lineups can take Roshan, so therefore both lineups sit around the Roshan pit for as long as possible. Wraith King is their first target. Ori on the front lines, already trying to put in the damage with the Quills, but that Winter's Curse is just going to line up, so Old 11 is dead. He's going to be caught inside this Chronosphere and killed by Poyoyo, but he can't really fight anything else. He's out of gas.
That's it.
That's it.
He straight up just gets popped first, kills Old 11. Excellent use of the Winter's Curse there. Typically, we're talking about being used as a defensive tool, but that's what's armor coming out. The Deso, the Medallion, the Slardar Amp, and then the break. They blew everything. The Deso, the Medallion. They lose only Nisha.
It in them too. There was a bit of trepidation. Old 11 was like, I don't really want to jump a Wraith King, but I guess I have Inkswell. Like, he does it anyway, and it's a terrible.
You don't really want to. You saw that second of hesitation. Go for it anyway, and ultimately, you know, fight together, die together. But Nisha also did a good job. He completely removed the supports from that engagement.
Yeah, there was supposed to be some disruption save somewhere in there.
I think it got off. I don't know how relevant it was. Like, and then all of a sudden, Ori's running forwards, but the moment his target switches to Centaur, that fight is lost. It's really just about
maybe a Centaur. Those aren't the best catch heroes for really killing supports, but the puck, that's going to be super disruptive in being able to find. Not going to be able to get away from that shot from the Hoodwink, and they've got more than enough chain stuns to hold him in place. Even if they didn't, they'd have vision of everywhere he went.
Yeah, they have this nice Tinker ward, really now a Hoodwink ward for
even if they did,
but that's a ward to try and find the pesky 5 position of Team Secret, who somehow has 5,000 net worth. Puppy always finding a way to get farm, but top 2 net worths now Team Secret Heroes, and certainly feeling strong. The Dagon queued up by Nisha. And I like this, we just talked about the disparity. Vici can't 100-0 it, uninterrupted, and just way more stuns.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like, it goes, okay, Chronosphere, but then the Winter Wyvern is the counter to the Chronosphere, and then in which case, the Nisha in the game anyways.
Yep. And I feel like I've seen so many times games Dota, the script that is written. Take Roche as Radiant, immediately rotate towards bottom collector.
This one, the Bushwhack, they do manage to get the disruption, buying a little bit of time at the double. Oh, that's actually great Soulblind. That's going to be able to catch the 2 of them. Maybe blowing up Nisha right away. Take it away. It's not that big of a deal as Matama Man still being kited around by this Bristleback. The big BKB Zai. Slardar just goes ahead and being chased by that Slardar, but they have to keep their distance from Ori. Without the break mechanic and without the targeted fire, they have a hard time being...
Just both.
He's coming back. He's really going to try and do this one. His reincarnation is not back up yet. His haste rune has a few more. He does not hear. They're not going to be able to buy this one. The silence goes out, and then his face void just getting blown up right away. Now the damage is turned on to the Centaur, who has the Inkswell pulled apart. He can't really stick on a one target, and all of his allies, they're being ripped apart by Nisha, ripped apart by Zai. They're just running A's, but now he's being slowed down by Yapzor, bit by bit, poke by poke. They're going to be able to finish him off. The last man.
Expect to see incredible silence from Nisha if we could run that back, because that's straight up on the fight. I actually think that that's going to turn around, but he hits a 4-man silence flap on any backline in range. BKB will soon come out of the void. Zai had his in that last engagement, very early timing. Ultimately 20-10, only a 6. He's just getting kited. He can't actually stick to a target to deal damage. So by the time he's hitting somebody, it's Secret hitting back.
Mechanics, but even more so, he picked it into a lot of heroes that can just kite him out.
Not just that, you now have the Arctic
even more
burn.
So, he picked it into
against Strength Heroes.
Yeah, that's slow. He can load absorb some of this, but he can just be reapplied another way. They're going to be able to kite this Bristleback. This is just fast right now in this moment.
Okay, the Yags will come out, but I still kind of fear for this Bristleback. No Solar Crest, both supports also buying Aghanims. So right now, Secret certainly in control of the armor. You can even see a casual plate mail on Old 11. He'll also be going for a Lotus Orb, but right now it just feels like everything Vici's buying is just about surviving, better spell casting. Secret, they just get more damage, more damage. Everything Vici's buying. BKBs soon have one on Matu as well. I don't know how you're going to stop him.
Yeah, in a way, that BKB is just more damage for Matamba Man. Not just the stats, but the fact that he can just keep on swinging on people, which he's had a little bit of problem.
That'd be quite nice, just for more kiting.
On people, which he's had a little bit of problem.
Really nice job keeping lane shoved almost just for more kiting. Really spitting distance together for some time.
All right, Ori. I mean, this is a significant upgrade that he's got him for himself. The Aghanim Scepter allowing him to spam constantly to keep himself at maxed out Warpath stacks. And then an Arcane Rune as well. Wouldn't be surprised at all to see Vici Gaming just go for a team fight, right?
No, if it wasn't now, I'm not sure when it would be. You know, Bristles.
Cloud means those kind of stacks, it just, without that spell like steal, you know, it just doesn't feel quite as good.
When you see the Hood first, you're thinking, okay, the Shroud will come out, and at this point, I think you'd rather that than the Vanguard. The lack of armor. When you see the Hood first, Vanguard's really nice before 15-20 minutes. At this point, it's just an item I feel like you'd rather not have, especially since, did he actually get rid of it? He did.
A jump, they managed to find Puppy. That's a decent pick off for them if they can actually get him running his way through his trees, but unfortunately there's not a whole lot of trees left. That's a decent take. Pretty fast.
It's actually pretty sick, not just for the offensive power we talked about, but as an escape mechanism. Finding Yapzor is the way to win a fight for Vici. How are you going to...
If he gets that early Vanguard and he takes the big tower early on, then maybe that feels okay. If he gets but the fact that he win an early game item didn't expect.
Like, recognizing, you know what, I don't want this
item. The fact that he win an early
it was a bad decision. And I won't have it anymore.
Okay. Lotus Orb is not going to be doing that much. Just did have that coil. Looks like he was just a little bit shy being able to catch up, though. Oh, look at that. He's got the coil breaker, too. Psychic headband.
It'll be an Octarine. I agree with that. just for the increased cast range, much easier to find big coils.
Does this change the game for you? Aghanim Scepter, Shadow...
Technically 4. Grimstroke can now give his team a carry in the Wraith King. Very stat-heavy build as well, but I wonder who gets the shard here.
I mean, just imagine... so I know the damage did change for how the Aghanim Scepter works. He gets it off on a Soulbind.
That's true.
Aghanim Scepter works. He gets it
That
off
is pretty
on
nasty. They did. Oh, they're in.
Nisha. They put the Winner's Curse. It solves everything up. Can this actually bail out Nisha? He takes 1 bit of purge damage. Not quite falling just yet, but finally there goes the Aegis. Same goes with Tumba Man on his second life. They're going to be able to come. Grimstroke getting that Dark Portrait off. Now they're going to be able to pick apart Nisha as he tries to jump away and fade with silence. Not good enough. Neither is going to be this Bushwhack. Oh, they're not manning down. They're actually going to go for it. They are not afraid of Secret. They weren't afraid of him with an Aegis, and they're certainly not afraid of teams with buybacks, but still gonna have Lotus Orb bouncing back on him. Tumba Man, he dies, he comes back just in time for the reincarnation. Nisha still trying to go for those supports on the right hand. Zai is gonna be joining him, Ult 11, he's gonna be dying, but Tumba Man, he's gonna be following him right down into the grave where he belongs. Zai will have these buybacks, but look at the Dark Portrait. It's going after Puppey. Nisha's very low as well, but Team Secret are able to escape with at least one of these. He's perfectly fine.
That is excellent discipline. You know, Secret, they use those buybacks. They had to go in and fight. That's 2 cores. Puppey as well. Excellent. Ori, he doesn't care. He's going to just stand there, spam QW, and look to kill people. That opening of the fight for Secret just backfired. And as well, they used everything to try and save him. But you saw the silence from the Grimstroke on the puck. He came out of Cold Embrace, still couldn't get any spells off. BKB. I wouldn't be surprised if that's something you got to think about here for Nisha. He's huge. Like, look at his net worth. This hero is not just a squishy spellcaster at this stage. And if you have a BKB, suddenly it's really just that Chronosphere you're going to fear. But to your point, Vici got everything we wanted. I saw like 3 purges. Tumba Man just broken twice throughout the fight, and the Dark Portrait opened up. Like you had a Wraith King on your side the entire fight. I saw like 3
purges. No, that was absolutely crazy. I mean, just pure number of lives, right? That was 3 lives on Nisha, right? He had the Aegis and he bought back as well. There was 4 lives as well on that second round of the team fight. I mean, it definitely feels like this game is beginning to turn for Vici Gaming's favor, or it's just the X.
So a big stunt also applies all the amplified damage. For 5 seconds, he'll get hazed on his target. So a big stunt. Then Nisha is free to bypass the Grimstroke's running around with a fluffy hat, Shadow Demon, and Aether Lens. There's no extra survivability included. You've got to kill a support duo, and that has to be Secret's game plan if they want to take any sort of engagements. BKB up on the Void has the evasion as well. It's going to be really nice here against the Slardar Wraith King combination.
Look at this cute maneuver by Vici Gaming. They smoke to the top side of the map while showing Ori at mid. So they're trying to disguise. Butterfly next up for the Faceless Void. They're currently searching for the Hoodwink, but not going to find him.
That's a very close game. You know, at this point, net worth really means nothing. It's all about item timings, initial fights.
He's all ready for day 1 of the AniMajor. A lot of ties.
A lot of 1-1s.
I was not expecting as many as we ended up getting, which is good.
Just that we had so much time before international lands.
Which is good.
But teams are better. Drafting seems more important than ever. A lot more nuance in the item decisions, a lot more concern about proper timings of the Aghanims, the shards, new abilities. A lot more talents have shifted. What Bristle level 25 talent should you go for? About proper timing. Wow, damage. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I can feel it. Significant upgrade for Nisha to get that extra, both the spell damage amp up as well as the amp up on.
It's a stun for a very long time, and just doing the math, Bristleback with that talent.
That is a lot of damage, Kyle. That's over 500 damage?
That's correct.
That is a lot of damage. 590. It says plus 431.
That's because he only had 7 stacks.
590. Okay. It says plus. This makes sense.
I have to be confident that
20. They could really use that upgrade. Those Lotus Orbs are very annoying.
That's a game changer. That's what makes Dota so cool. It's just so much. I actually now just need to have a massive amount of armor to have a prayer in this game. That's a big butterfly. for Poyoyo at KB if he actually wants to try and slay a Void, especially one with backtrack skill. We already might have been needed, no? Just maybe some poke, hold up.
Yeah, I mean, they're going on to Matamba Man. Faces Void is going to take a decent amount of damage. Can they actually keep him chained stun? Overlapping those stuns a little bit too much, perhaps. And Poyoyo is going to be able to jump away, turns around, Chronosphere throws it so as well. Again, the Crow's phase allowing even Nisha's physical damage to do so much more. Poyoyo jump on the ground, but he won't have the time to be able to pick it up. He's as a result trying to use the Stormcrafter as best he can, but this time around, dead.
Wow. 1003. And once again, Cap, it's all about the team fighting. It's all about who's using spells on who. That time, the Chronosphere. And what was Nisha able to do? Get onto the backlines. He doesn't fear Chronosphere. You saw Zai actually ignoring the Void, just running straight past him. The Shadow Demon. They recognize it. Oh, just spawn. Talk about luck. As Yapzor walks into the pit, DD already top.
All right.
That's the dream.
How fast is Roshan going to die? Legitimately, it would die in like 2 seconds.
It's like 4 as soon as the haze goes on.
1, 2, 3.
You saw Slaughter standing in the puddle now, only getting the benefits with Sprint active.
2, 3. Which is curious because the ultimate coming out from the Shadow Demon, that Purge, which is curious, that takes away the Sprint, then that's going to take away that bonuses. Unless it's now tied to the active of Sprint rather than
the active.
Okay. So then it's just a question of whether or not he's going to be purged.
On the puck from Nisha, but he picks it up thanks to the Roche. So
Yeah,
you saw there, the Minotaur horn popped. Old 11 now realizing, hey guys, we gotta be careful here, because suddenly these
1,000 damage being put in by Nisha.
We gotta be careful here.
He is putting in the work. It's 32,000 being put in by Ori. Nisha, I'm going to say most of this damage is slaughtering those supports.
Oh yeah.
Being put in by
What's that? Is that a Dagon 5
I'm going
already?
to say most of this damage is
124 damage spike. So all of a sudden these Vici Gaming supports are starting to think about how, like, it's not about keeping our cores alive anymore. It's how to be
down as well, so he's going to be pumping out those crits. 1,500 damage at a time as well, so he's going to be pumping out those.
Dude, look at the armor. That is not enough. Typically 29 armor, you feeling fine.
Yeah.
But Slardar minus 20, the Deso. Yeah, that's the danger, and that's what, you know, the armor, why it's so valuable. You run out of ways to increase it. That's the danger. You know, an upgradable AC? I'm not sure. And you look around, like old 11, he doesn't have enough armor. I'm not from Yapzor is going to be. Secret really don't care about your max HP as much as they do your specific resistances. Yapzor is going to be. So you got to be cautious now with Arcane Blink. Puck with the 420 GPM talent.
Yeah.
You got to be cautious now with Arcane Blink.
25,000 net worth lead for Team Secret. Very specific circumstances, which is, well, straight up catching the puck. They have to put an end to Nisha's reign of terror in this game.
Card, but this is quite possibly an elimination series. 2 out of 6 teams advance. Vici, they're looking at a qualifier for TI. If they can't, really would prefer if they could keep either OG or Team Nigma out of the international, and they would do just that by keeping Nigma
on the Aegis, but Team Secret don't seem to be in too much of a rush to try and put a use to it. Everyone just seems content. Even Zai looking at a nullifier. Everyone just seems content. Oh, look at that. Puppy. Even Zai. The next level.
That's it. Because Chronosphere disables like all movement. From all things other than that void. No?
Nothing stops you in Waker. See it because it does cost a billion gold.
It didn't provide movement, but it reminds me, I remember talking to NoTail about this, because way back in Han, you just got that with the, oh, you want to go for him? Nope, sorry. Up in the air. Good luck.
That's great.
At least it's 8,000 gold here in Dota 2. Cool mechanic, and something we really just don't see very often. Item. Assuming what you're saying is correct.
Yeah, no, it is.
Okay, 100%. I believe you. You said it with confidence. Assuming what
Puppy. When I say something with confidence, it means something, Kyle.
I believe. Yeah, when I do it, you said it with confidence.
We also have the level 25 talent coming in for Puppy, which I'm going to assume he's going to be going the big damage route on his ultimate. Level 25 talent coming in for Puppy. Take a look at those talents real quick for me. For the hood damage route on his ultimate. There we go.
Yeah.
Pure damage and Pierce's spell immunity.
That's pretty nice.
So much damage. Thank God they nerfed the higher ends of damage on that ability. But it looks like Vici Gaming, they're coming in. Nisha does have a double damage, trying to scout things out in this triangle right now. Seeing Ori, it's enough of a tell. They know there's some heroes here. In fact, they had a ward placed just freshly right there, trying to get any extra vision. Throwing down the tree. You can see the acorn tree going out from the hoodwink, just trying for any type of information they could possibly get from what big century after century. Ori's finally going to come down from the triangle and chase after Nisha to make sure this creep wave doesn't push into their base. Ori's finally going to
In this phase of the game, it doesn't matter how far ahead they are. Vici still have the Chronosphere. You suddenly land that on 3, plenty of time follow-up. It doesn't perfect spell combo.
Well, and now Vici Gaming, oh man, what were they doing out here? Their supports caught way in they were before, as you could see, but man jumping in a little bit.
That was so well played. They went away from the Vici Gaming vision. They missed the ward they had.
Bo2's just gone, and Secret are certainly going to be forcing the buybacks now. Old 11 looking for his opportunity to initiate, only catch disruption. A little bit of time perhaps for Old 11 to be able to jump away with the Stampede. He's good, but the problem is they've used all these buybacks and they haven't caught anybody from Secret.